Hey there, welcome in. So I'm doing a different video, a different type of video today. So I had a friend text me and ask if I had ever heard of Marconic healing energy before, which I had not. And so she just asked me what I thought about it. I looked into it briefly, and there were a few questions that I had and some comments. So I'm doing this video for her. It's just easier to do a video than text all of this. So I'm creating this video just briefly looking at Marconic energy. This is the first time I've ever heard about it. Apparently it was founded in 2013, and I will link the video below that I am looking into and asking questions, or that spurred the questions that I have today. And then I also went to the website and watched, on the web page, there's a brief video where the creator of this healing system briefly talks about her journey and how she came up with this system. So you can go watch that if you would like. I will make a couple of comments after I ask some questions. So I'll leave my comments for the end of this. If this video isn't going to be for everybody, so just FYI. I also want to say that I'm not even going to say anything until I ask the questions. I'm going to use my dowsing rods for this today, so hopefully, can we see them? Yes. Okay. So let me see where I want to start. There's just a couple of questions that I had that I was just really curious about. So the whole Marconic system, and again, briefly looked into it. It is the type of energy healing. There seems to be a hands-on way of healing, and then a no hands or hands-off type of healing. It is energy work. And you can go to their website if you want to take a deeper dive. And I love I love hearing about new healing modalities. It's really exciting for me, so I love looking into this type of stuff. But there were a few things that piqued my interest. So let's see, what is the first question? So one of the things that it talks about in the video that is linked below, and again, YouTube, this is transformative work. I am just analyzing and asking questions regarding the video below. So it says Marconic quantum recalibration opens the auric field, allowing chakras to bloom into one unified chakra field. So I wanted to ask about that. So hold on one second. I just realized I didn't call in my guides. One moment while I do that. I'll be back, just so this video isn't super long. Okay, I'm back. All right, so let's go ahead and ask the question. I'm just going to read the question again. Marconic quantum recalibration opens the auric field, allowing chakras to bloom into one unified chakra field. So that would be a yes. Thank you. And this healing allows higher self to integrate, allowing higher frequencies in. Yes. Thank you. So the next thing that I thought was interesting is they talk about chakras having caps on them. And if the caps aren't removed, then you can't ascend, basically. And you can't integrate. It also, I'm not asking, there's a lot of questions that could be asked, but there are questions here that I know aren't true from my own experience, so I'm not even exploring those. But it basically, they were talking about how unless the caps from your chakras are removed, you are limited to work with only the 7 chakras. When, of course, there's many more chakras than that. Tons of, I think we have like 108 chakras in our hands. I mean, we have a lot of chakras, a lot of energy. So I found that interesting. So I wanted to ask the question, and depending on the answer here, then I'll have more questions. So do our chakras have caps? So that's a no. I just want to ask that again. Do our chakras have caps? How's another way I can ask that? Do our chakras have any type of enclosure that needs to be removed? That's a no. And I thought that was really interesting. I'm definitely, I'm open to learning about energy. I'm open to learning about new modalities. But one of the claims in the video is that the chakras have caps, and Marconic quantum energy can help remove those caps, allowing your chakras to flow right. Not their words, that's just my take. So do our chakras have caps? So that was a no. So let me skip down. Okay, so it says once the caps are removed, chakras bloom, allowing dormant DNA to come online. Well, it was a no. There's no caps that need to be removed. So they talk about, and depending on where you are on your journey, I mean, this could be a thing. So is it difficult to hold higher ascension energies at this time? No. That's one of the claims the video talked about, was that it's difficult to hold higher ascension energies at this time. Is it difficult to hold higher ascension energies at this time? The answer is no. And I think that because of all the changes that have been happening, and the quality of the light and frequencies that are coming down to the planet, it's making it easier for people to hold higher frequencies. That's been my experience, and my experience in working with others. So I thought that was interesting, that they were saying it's hard for people to hold higher ascension energies. I think this would have been true, true maybe like 10 years ago. So let's see. Is Marconic an ascension modality? Yes. Thank you. Does it lift the veil? Yes. And I kind of wondered if when they were talking about the caps, if the caps were somehow like the veil that was covering the chakras. The rods are saying no. Okay, so Marconic ascension modality can help lift the veil. I don't know how you can go through any type of energy work, like you're really working on yourself, you're really doing your best to come into alignment with yourself and your soul. I don't see how the veil can't be lifted if that's what you're doing. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Okay, is Marconic ascension modality the only way to lift the veil? No. So it says that a Marconic's, the other claim was Marconic energy can remove 51% of the karmic debris. That's a no. So they talk briefly in the video below about how this modality, as you awaken, it can help remove 51% of the karmic debris that's in your auric field. I'm just going to ask that again. Does Marconic healing energy remove 51% of the karmic debris? And the answer is no on that. The next thing they talk about is Marconic recalibration can activate dormant DNA strands. The rods are saying no. And I'm sure as if you get learning about this modality, they'll talk about it more, but they talk about this recalibration, hold on, activating 12, 24, or 48 DNA strands depending on, I don't know what that depends on. The rods are saying no. Okay, so next question. Is my mic still on? Yeah, I just want to make sure. This mic's been turning off a lot lately. Thank you. So was Marconics introduced to align people with their higher self aspects? Yes. Which of course it did. I mean, all energy work is going to align you with your higher self aspects. What were the other questions? Oh, the other thing that was interesting, and again, the video below is only like 15 minutes, so they're only briefly hitting on some subjects, but one of them was that the hands-on recalibration can provide permanent alignment. I thought that was interesting. The no-touch provides temporary alignment. So does the Marconic healing energy system, the hands-on recalibration, does it provide permanent alignment? No. And I thought that was interesting too, because as human beings, we have free will and we're constantly changing, growing. Our energy is constantly moving and shifting. Our energy never stays the same. So, and again, I don't know the system, so there could be more to this. So to say that's permanent, to use the word permanent alignment, that kind of sparked a red flag. I know I said I'd leave my comments for the end, but I'm just going to mention this one here so I don't forget. That seemed really weird to me, that it could be permanent. And again, that feels like that would infringe on free will as well, to have permanent alignment. Because, maybe one day or one moment, maybe this moment you choose to be in alignment with your higher self and your soul purpose. And then maybe, 2 months from now, you decide to just go off the wall nuts and do some stupid shit. That's free will. But, and even in saying that, I don't believe we're ever off of our soul path. So in a way, you're still going to be in a particular alignment with your soul path. You're just going about it in a different way. But I don't believe that if we're talking about aligning with higher frequency energies, if you are doing low frequency stuff, I don't think you can say that you are permanently aligned to high frequency energies. That didn't really make sense to me. And I also kind of felt like I guess there's a little bit of energy of, bypassing here. Like maybe you can, have this energy work done and it aligns all your chakras, it aligns your being, and there's nothing more for you to do. I mean, because there always is. Okay, so the next, let's see. And just in general, as a human being, is it possible to have pure permanent alignment with higher dimensional energies? No. I think the key word here might be permanent. Because again, our energy is constantly shifting. Um, Nothing in this life is permanent. Everything is a constant shift. So to use the word permanent, that just didn't ring very true to me, because nothing here is permanent. Okay, so let me just go down here. I'm just trying to read my scribbly writing. Okay, so, and I believe this section that I'm reading here I got from the website when I watched the video where the creator of Marconics is talking about her journey. The creator of Marconics states that energy healing modalities prior to 2012 are designed for the three-dimensional template meridian system, and it does not. Okay. The creator of Marconic states that energy healing modalities prior to 2012 are designed for the three-dimensional template meridian system and does not work on the dormant subtle bodies or activate subtle bodies or systems that connect to the crystalline grid and the universal grid, which activate ascension. So that's the claim that she was making. So I wanted to check in with the rods and ask, okay, I'm just going to ask, is this true or false? I'm going to read this passage again. The creator of Marconic states that energy healing modalities prior to 2012 are designed for the three-dimensional template meridian system and does not work on the subtle dormant bodies or activate, and does not work on subtle dormant bodies or activate subtle bodies or a system that connects to the crystalline grid. Hold on, I want to get these straight for the it does not connect to the crystalline grid and the universal grid, which activate ascension. Is this a true statement? No. So that just seemed really odd to me. So and basically what she was saying was, this is the only system that can take the caps off your chakras and align them in a way that will connect you with the crystalline grid and connect you with the universal grid, which will activate ascension. So basically, if you don't have access to this, or you don't use this system, the impression that I got was from what she was saying is you can ascend, which we all know is crap. I hope we all know that. So I thought that was really interesting. The other thing, the modalities prior to 2012 are only designed for the three-dimensional template and meridian system and does not work on the subtle or dormant subtle bodies. What Metatron was saying to me when I was reading or hearing that was, no, they work on the subtle bodies. All healing energy can work on the subtle bodies, but human beings were more closed off to that healing. So if you are closed off to something, or if you aren't ready for an energy system to open, then it's not going to open. It's not going to work. So prior to 2012, people were less interested or less, they just weren't open to the energy healing the subtle bodies, but the modalities are still valid. So I think what I really started noticing when I was, and again, this is very brief research that I did. I didn't spend a lot of time looking into this, but I can tell you just from watching the 15-minute video that I have down below, there were some very clear things that popped out to me that were like, I don't know, this isn't ringing true. And I think part of that is when anybody claims an absolute, it's probably not valid. It's probably not valid. Now, having said that, I believe this healing system is valid. I believe it's very helpful, and I believe that we'll use the rods. I believe that the practitioners of this healing modality are heart-centered individuals that, yes, perform amazing energy clearing, healing, activations. The rods are saying yes. So it's a valid healing modality. It's valid energy work. I strongly do believe that, and I'm not here to diss on the system by any means, but to claim that it's the only way to activate ascension or connect you with the crystalline grid, or the universal grid is not true. And in fact, just the fact that we are a soul, we're already connected to all of that. So you're never like disconnected from it. Just, and we're never disconnected from ourselves, and we're never disconnected from our energy systems. There can be times where maybe we're more aware of what's going on, and we're more aware of the energy, and we're more aware of and energy is subtle for the most part. So maybe at times we're just more aware of that, but you're never cut off from that. So I just, that was kind of my thoughts about the system. Again, I'm sure it's a beautiful healing modality. And just as a general rule, when anybody says anything absolute to me, I know there's not truth in that. So, and this goes for when I hear, there's only one religion that's true. There's only one church that's true. There's only one way to get to heaven. There's only one way to save your soul. There's only one way of salvation. Anytime I hear any kind of absolute about that, that just doesn't ring true. Because God, source, this huge expansive energy that is a creator of everything that we can see here, and is constantly creating and constantly expanding. Why would that energy only have one way? And a message that I'm always getting from Spirit is there's always more than one way. There's always another way. There's never just one way to source. There's never just one way to solve a problem. There's always multiple ways of going about something. So I think that's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. And there's tons of different modalities and ways to reach the higher realms, because we're all going to resonate with something different. It's not one size fits all, so I also feel like that's why there are so many different healing modalities, and I don't believe that one is necessarily better than another. Everyone's going to resonate with something different, and I think that's really beautiful. So whether it is energy work or more of the out of the box metaphysical ways of healing, or if it is a religion that you are drawn to and brings you peace and brings you healing, that's a way to God, that's a way to source, and that works for you. And I think that's great, and I think that's the most important thing, is to find something that resonates, that makes sense to you, that you feel alignment to, and see where that takes you. And also keep in mind that our energy shifts and change. We learn and we grow, and our beliefs are going to change, and that's okay too. So you know, you go with the flow. So that's my thoughts. I hope this helps my friend. I didn't ask if I could use her name, so I don't want to call her out. But um, anyway, that's my 2 cents. And again, I just want to say I am not at all dissing on this healing system. I'm sure it's fantastic. I watched some videos of some of the healings being done. They looked amazing. I would be very interested in learning more about it, but I don't believe some of the claims that are being made in the video below and by the creator on that's included on the website is accurate. So anyway, that's what I got to say. Bye for now, you guys.